It's Friday afternoon, which means it's time for your favorite podcast, The Random Christian Show. Today, The Random Christian Show is catching up with Trip Uhalt and the cast of Oxymorons Comedy. The Random Christian Show is brought to you by Mrs. A's famous Salsa Buena, a unique blended salsa loaded with cilantro and just the right amount of heat. Mrs. A's famous Salsa Buena is available in stores across California, Oregon, Colorado, Idaho, Wyoming, Nevada, and Arizona. To find a store near you, just visit mrsafamous.com. The Random Christian Show is proudly supported by The Advisor. The Advisor is a Facebook group created by Colonel James Nilbrotis, composed of multi-talents such as actors, directors, artists, writers, and more. If you fall into this category, contact them on Facebook at The Advisor. The Random Christian Show can now be seen and heard on the Rabbit and Red Radio Network. Check them out at rabbitandredradio.com. Intro music provided by the Dead Campers. Check them out on Spotify and at deadcampers.com. Next week, the Random Christian Show will be off because it's my wife's birthday, and that's what good husbands do. So take a note, husbands. Take a note. I'm waiting. Take a note. Don't forget to take a quick second to like, follow, and subscribe to us to get notifications for when we go live. My name is Andy. Now here's your host, Christian Random. We blue screened to death. It happened.
What the hell? What was that? I freaked out. I'm like, oh my gosh, we're already late, and now we just lost everything, which is pretty much par for the course for this show. So
Right.
Get on the schedule, and everything's going well.
So anybody who tried to log into work today saw that this morning. So Microsoft had this huge outage that it's impacted airlines. It impacted,
I did hear about that.
Yeah, and this is the largest
work it didn't affect.
Yours, right? Yeah, largest IT disaster ever.
Wow. Yeah. It's worldwide, not just like national and UK or
Yeah.
Hawaii.
So a properly unQA'd update from CrowdStrike to Microsoft totally screwed everything up.
Wow.
So they had to revert it. They had to send out the update, and it was funny. Our internal, I know if you know an IT guy, give him a hug today. Our IT person, give him a hug because they started early and they had a rough day. And then what happened was we got the notification. They're like, so we should be okay now, but you might have to restart your computer 5 times for the update to take.
5 times. So they gave that warning right off the bat. It's going to be a roll of the dice.
Yeah.
Your computer will eventually work.
Yeah.
So they were using the magic 8-ball.
Right.
Is the computer going to work?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's see. Very doubtful. So, there we go. So yeah, and pretty much the beginning of what you said describing all that sounded like this. To me.
Yeah. Well,
but to you and everybody else, I guess it made a lot of sense because, what do I know?
Yeah. Right.
But hey, welcome to it. This is the Random Christian Show. It is Friday, the beginning of the weekend, and we are excited. And as Andy said, we are now kind of doing an every other week kind of thing because apparently every other week is Andy's wife's birthday.
Exactly.
My anniversary. Christmas or so things happen. And we've kind of had to go to an alternate week schedule for the time being, but we may go to an everyday schedule. You never
know. Yeah.
That's why it's called the Random Christian Show. Get in line.
We go live when we want to.
It's right over here.
It's complete and total anarchy. Yeah, there's the logo right there.
I'm lost.
What do you?
I don't know what to do with my hands. But hey, welcome to it. Thank you so much. And as usual, again, we were on time and things are working fantastically. So we got returning guests and friends, Trip Uhalt, Jed Haver, Paul, and Samantha, all from the Oxymorons Comedy Troupe. Very, very excited. We have good, solid connections, Jed. And so well, basically Trip brought Jed to his house so that way Jed wasn't hiding out from some
That was solid. Yeah.
tobacco lounge or whatever. I mean, they're in Colorado, so you know. Anyway, and look, I even wore my fancy, crazy
Nice.
Hawaiian shirt for because Trip always has these crazy shirts. I figured I'd wear mine. This is more my 4th of July Hawaii. I wish I was surfing or just relaxing somewhere. Sure.
Right.
So, but instead, I'm here and I'm doing this, and so glad to have you all along. As Andy said, please like, follow, share, and subscribe. Spread the word. We're working on lining up some extra guests. I think I sent you a link to a gentleman who's requesting to be on the show.
Yeah.
And it could be a very, very interesting show. I'm not going to say anything just yet, but he's got a lot of followers.
Okay.
Like million, trillion.
Ooh, all right. I love those shows.
Vandillion, hundreds. So
100 billion followers.
Literally. Well, and actually, he's been shut down off of YouTube. I'll go. Let's just.
Let's explore that at a later time because.
Yeah, I know because it's boring and nobody.
Well, no, but we have a busy show.
Yeah, we do, and we've got
this is a record for the Random Christian Show today. The most guests we've ever had.
It is true. This and hopefully the old interweb holds up for at least part of the show that they're on. It could be shut down right now, and that's fine. Nobody cares about us. They count. Right. So, and that's what's important. So yes, we are very, 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 very excited about that. Keep your suggestions coming in. What you have, go to the Random Christian Show .com or the Random Christian Show at Gmail.
Yeah.
.com. And you can send us messages there on people you'd like to see on the show, us talking to, things you want us to talk about, or to tell us to not talk about. Maybe just to shut up and maybe go to once a month show. Could happen. But either way, we're here to please. You aim to please, especially doing things. Anyway, Andy, how are you? And everything going well out in the Pacific West?
No, it's great. The Iron Man is in Salem this weekend, so I have one of my really close high school buddies is coming up. His wife is running in it, so he can't do it because he wasn't able to train. But
what's it called again?
The Iron Man.
What's
not the Batman? Yeah, the Iron Man race. Yeah, no, I get it.
You know what the Batman is?
What? It's just swinging from buildings and
Nah, it's just a guy hanging out in a cave in the dark.
Yeah, instead of
video screens.
Yeah, instead of a run, swim, and walk, it's a fly, drive, and glide. That's the Batman.
Ew. Starting early with the jokes. No, that's all right. That's cool. So,
cool. And this was one of my he was one of my group in high school, so it's good to see him. So
nice.
Yeah.
All right. Well, very well. We're having quite the heat wave out here in the old DC area. But today was like one of the first cooler.
Oh, that's good.
Days. So yeah, it was a nice break from that at work and whatnot. So I also because this week was maintenance week for the old Random Christian Show, and we took the Random Christian Mobile into a place in Platte City, Missouri, and it's a new place. I guess they just swapped owners or something, or whatever companies. They're called Oil Changers, And if you are up in the Northland of Kansas City, kids, I cannot recommend this place enough. They washed your windows, check your tires, check your lights, check your blinkers, check your brakes. They were like, I'm like, what are y'all doing? Like, it was like they were inside my car, and I got a back rub. I'm not sure if that was part of it or
Part of
just
it,
a weird old
right?
man
It's a
that
little weird.
kind of walked into my car and hung out for a while, and I had to drop him off down at the 7-Eleven. But
Yeah.
anyway, things they absolutely fabulous job, wonderful guys, super nice. So if you are in the Northland of Kansas City, go check them out. Oil Changers, Platte City, Missouri, just north of the airport. There, you can't miss them. Kind of, you'll figure it out. Google them. Anyway, in the meantime, where was I going with this? I was trying to segue into what we like to call
Random 9.
yeah. There. See, it's the random 9 list. And so, yeah, we, with the old weird man giving me the back massage in the car, it was one of our crackhead research teams that help us come up with what we like to call the random 9 list. And this week, they spared no expense, really, because everybody was a little stressed out with old Trump getting shot and people mayhem out there in Pennsylvania. We're gonna get to all that in a minute. We are incredibly Andy, sorry, we're getting technical assistance, but it is the random 9 list. It is 9 random things worse than screwing up the national anthem. And that's where I was trying to lead into, but there's shiny things in schools. The national anthem at the home run derby, is that what it was?
I think so. Yeah. It was All-Star Week for MLB, and one of the.
And I honestly, this is like the third time I've heard this lady's name. It was absolutely probably you just gotta hear it to understand how bad it was. I mean, Roseanne Barr actually
So
good.
I haven't actually heard this yet. I've been sparing myself. I know. And I heard that Roseanne Barr's was actually better.
Yes. And even her grabbing her crotch and spitting was way better than what this girl did.
I should have put that video in.
I thought about it, but I knew you've been super busy. So anyway, they the research team came up with 9 random things worse than screwing up our national anthem, which
no, that's
so. And some of these. Well, let's just dive right into it, shall we?
Let's go then.
Let's start off with good old number 9, or number Z12 in good old Queen's English. Number 9, random things worse than screwing up the national anthem, being the second to last contestant in Contestants Row on The Price is Right, and you bid $1 and the guy after you bids $2 and wins it.
Yeah, that's rough.
Yeah, and no, that's what you want right there, because that would suck. You're like, right. Oh yeah, everybody's overbidding. Oh crap, I'm not the last guy.
Yeah,
and so he wins. But that was really
no.
We were really gonna have to give them some sugar or something.
Probably. Yeah.
Keep the blood flowing a little more to the brain. How about let's move on to good old number 8.
Number 8
is worse than screwing up the national anthem.
Getting to work and realizing that your key card doesn't work anymore. Then you have your that conversation with your boss saying, don't need you anymore. Sorry. Good.
I've been trying to log in for hours. I think something's wrong. The IT says nothing's wrong. What's going on?
Yeah, we let you go this morning. Sorry.
Yeah. So if you didn't notice, your desk was cleared out.
Yeah.
There was a box right next to it, and there was somebody working at your desk.
And the nameplate's different.
Yeah. It's like you just don't belong there anymore.
Right.
Why don't you step outside and figure that out while we lock the doors behind you? All righty. Moving on to number 7, random things worse than screwing up the national anthem. Having the having the movie Idiocracy accurately predict the future, as it sadly has been doing. If you have not seen the movie Idiocracy by Mike Judge, really, you may or may not want to, because it's pretty sad, because I've been watching some scenes from it again, and I'm like,
they already. So
wow.
they already have
happened like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. So they already have the meme of Terry Crews coming out when he gets introduced at the Congress, to the music and everything, and they say, "Gonna tell my kids this was the 2024 RNC."
Did you see the clip of Hulk Hogan doing his?
Oh yeah, no, absolutely, yeah.
Hey, man, gonna have somebody endorse you, the Hulkster,
right? Yeah, I mean, that's not
man. Dead. Andre the Giant.
You gotta be. Hulk was probably really happy to get that gig.
Yeah, and The Rock, he just he's probably going to run for president, so he's like, yeah, I'm staying out of it.
Right? Yeah.
If you smell what the president is cooking, yeah, that'd be scary. I'm not sure about that. All right, I know.
Right.
Moving on to number 6.
Number 6, 9 random things worse than screwing up the national anthem. Being that person that says that's what she says after anyone finishes a thought.
That's
Come
what
on.
she says.
Come on. Just stop.
That's what she said.
Right.
No, really, that's what she said.
I have other things to do.
And that's what she said. It just keeps going. Okay. Number 5, random things worse than screwing up the national anthem. Forgetting any important date concerning your wife's birthday or anniversary.
That's right.
4th, next week.
Showy. Yeah.
Baddie idea. Next week. No show. No. Yeah. And that keeps us all in the good graces of our wives.
Right.
All right. Numero 4.
9 random things worse than screwing up national anthem. Bringing wine to a sober person's house as a gift.
Or a big bottle of Jägermeister and Miller High Life.
Right. Yeah.
Which was
bad form. Bad form.
Unless I was having a really bad day.
And then it was good form.
Right on.
You know what? Not bad. Hey. Then you wake up, it's 2 days later, you're naked in somebody else's house.
And actually in their bathtub. But
right. Yeah.
I don't know that from personal experience. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I showered in the sprinklers and came and took a nap in the bathtub.
Right. Yeah. Because you didn't want to get the rest of the house wet.
With the cat to dry me off.
Right.
It happens. People do that. Some places. Uruguay. Somewhere.
Maybe.
Number 3, announce random things worse than screwing up the national anthem or this bit. Announcing to the public how excited you are to go to rehab because you heard it's really fun. And it's usually just because you just screwed up the national anthem and use the fact that you were drunk to cover up the fact that you're just a talentless hack. Yeah, and that's a real fact, by the way. She actually,
right. Yeah, no, yeah,
quote unquote, said, So sorry, I was drunk, but can't wait to go to rehab because I heard it's really fun. I've been in rehab. It sucked.
Not fun.
And if you really had a problem, yeah.
It's Friday night. What do you want to do? Let's go to rehab.
Let's turn ourselves in for 30, 90, 120 days.
Yeah, come on.
That's what we live for.
Yeah. There's music tonight.
Yeah. And yeah, maybe we'll take some singing classes while we're going to be gargling with Jägermeister.
Yeah, she's in the rehab choir now. That's what
yeah, right. Oh, sound like Barney from. Shut up, Barney, you stupid. All right. Number two.
9 random things worse than screwing up the national anthem. Adding salt instead of sugar to homemade cookies. Don't do that.
No. Andrew.
What?
Why?
No, that's awful. I'm saying that's why it's worse than screwing.
Dude, and then give it to a young child.
Oh God, just to see their face, like the utter disappointment on their face as soon as they bite in, That's a life lesson right there. It may look good, but it ain't good.
I still want to do this now.
I did not just give you an idea. I can't
wait for Halloween.
Random Christian show cookies.
Trick or treat. Let's find out. Have some cookies. All right. Hey, guess what? We're down to the number one random things worse than screwing up the national anthem, entering a presidential debate, and forgetting what you were going to say.
Oh,
hey-o!
Hey-o!
Uh-oh.
Red alert.
Oh, red alert.
Red alert.
You don't got your red shirt on underneath, do you?
Not today. No, sorry.
Oh, wow. That was rough. But hey, we got through it. And apparently the red alert was not coming out. I'm staying with it. We've got Trip Uhalt, Oxymorons Comedy Troupe. Not just him and Jed. This is a large part of the group going to be with us right here very, very, very soon. I'm trying to get a camera.
Right.
Yeah. So I was doing this outside, and this makes no sense because I don't know. Oh, we're voting. So we've got them coming up, and we're very excited. But first, we have to hear from our good friend and wonderful sponsor, Mrs. A. Mrs. A's famous SALSA BUENA.
It's all about the facts. Facts are made up of the 5 W's. The who, the what, the when, where, and the why. So we here at Mrs. A's famous Salsa Buena thought we'd break it down for you and make it easier. The who is simple. Mrs. A is a teacher and a mother that loves to cook and reward people with delicious food. The what? Well, that would be the 3 amazing salsas she makes. Regular, hot, and salsa verde. All made with the freshest ingredients and no onion, so you can spread the love, not your breath. The when? Well, when isn't there a good time to enjoy Mrs. A's famous Salsa Buena? Where can you get it? Well, how about all throughout California and Southern Oregon, even in Nevada and parts of Wyoming and Colorado, and they're growing all the time. If you don't see it in the refrigerated section, ask for Mrs. A's famous Salsa Buena or just go to MrsAFamous.com. Now you ask yourself why? Well, because Buena means good, really good. And that's because Mrs. A's famous salsas are made with fresh ingredients, and you taste that in every bite because it's Buena. So be good to yourself and get Mrs. A's famous Salsa Buena. Go ahead, eat Buena.
Sorry, I'm enjoying our little side chat that we have with our guests in the green room. And speaking of which, because I can't really say his name anymore, But we've got the Oxymorons Comedy
Not
Troupe,
allowed.
and they are here tripping out with us during the day because it's, you know. Why can't I get myself there? My computer was there's Trip and Jed, and there's Miss Samantha right there, and last but not least, because he's finally learned how to log in, it's Paul. Hey, welcome to the show, kids.
Hey, look, there's Paul.
Oh, here, let's
I found out. He's here.
What is it, like the Brady Bunch?
It is the
I
Brady
know,
Bunch.
it is very
Hey,
Brady
Greg.
Bunch. Yeah, hey.
Where's Alice?
Right.
wow.
Ann B. Davis couldn't be with us today. We're sorry. Yeah.
Or ever again?
Oh, yeah.
Wow, let's just go right to
That
the
got
we went
dark.
dark.
Good
We went
Lord.
really dark to start that off.
Man, but hey,
As it
welcome
should
to the
be.
Random Christian Show. Okay, so here you are, and finally here you are. Very excited to have you guys back. I know me and Trip have talked a few times. Now, let's say, whoever wants to, Trip, Samantha, Paul, Jed. Let's explain Oxymorons Comedy Troupe.
We are a Christian, Christ-following comedy group that endeavors to put the joy of the Lord in people's heart and show people that our God is not just the God of thou shalt nots, but also of great love, joy, grace, forgiveness, and salvation through Jesus Christ. We put on a wholesome show, a clean and family-friendly show, PG. It's a lot of fun. We are award-winning. We have been voted the best top 2 in Colorado Springs since our inception, since we formed back in 2019 and had our first live show. We've gone between gold and silver, gold and silver, gold and silver. We're in a silver year this year.
Yeah, we're gonna kill the other team.
Yeah.
but now that we have Samantha and her husband, we're going to be going for the gold again. And Paul, we have Paul back.
Well, yeah, it's about time, Paul. And you know, we've all been waiting, but whatever.
So has anyone on Oxymorons played for the other team?
Whoa.
No, we haven't. Actually, yes.
Yeah, we do.
Hunter, who's not here
He's a
right
crossover.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. You sure he's not a plant? You sure he's not a spy? You sure he's not bringing you guys down?
now. Yes, he
I think we
he
need
did
to-
start the Stick Horses in Pants group back in like 2004.
Oh,
Okay.
There's a lot of drama in the improv scene in Colorado Springs.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? we could have our own YouTube
reality
podcast.
show.
And telenovela.
Yeah.
Yeah.
right.
Okay,
I am
so
not Claudio.
I didn't know what the Nutella thing was. All right,
Yeah.
so
Trip,
No,
that was a
it's-
suggestion last week, and I think, yeah, Nutella would have been funnier, Trip, had you thought it was that. I think he just randomly, he kind of stroked out for a bit and just said random letters.
Right.
And thankfully, we know he's not cultured, so we pieced it together that telenovela was what he was trying to say.
Yeah.
words is hard.
Right.
Telemundo. Hey, if you've ever been to jail, you'll get fully versed in Telemundo.
Definitely
Not
sounds
that I
like
know.
Yeah, it definitely sounds like the improv scene needs its own reality show, though. Out in Denver, the dark history of improv comedy in Denver.
A good 90-minute special on it.
Yeah.
We have talked about getting into the serious and dark underworld of improv comedy, doing a whole expose on it.
When they say they killed, they killed.
And then a little there. That's called timing. All right. So now it started out in 2019. Was this a COVID inspired kind of thing? No, it was just right as you decided. God went, oh, by the way, here's this horrible nation crippling disease, and we're just going to make everything really difficult on you.
Well, this all happened before COVID. We were Jed and I were part of another improv group, and they had real definitive ways of doing things and not doing things. And
But we murdered them all.
which will be coming out in our expose.
We had the
the-
whole group liquidated.
Yeah.
They were insolent.
By the way, the reason that Jed is here in the same room, shoulder to shoulder with me, last time we got in trouble because Jed was trying to Wi-Fi in from the Motel 6 in Cleveland.
It was a Quality Inn with a K in Ohio. And so today I came to Trip's house and I tried to use my magnetic key card and it didn't work. I don't know what that's all about.
We could hardly hear Jed over the flies.
Oh, right. Yeah. Well, you had to rent the room and the internet by the hour, right? Yeah.
With
And the
coins.
bed wouldn't stop vibrating. It really
Yeah.
screwed up the reception. It was horrible.
Well, and then the whole Microsoft thing, that was Paul trying to get in here today.
Yeah.
Paul has a difficulty spelling IT,
Yeah.
and he's not.
I'm not sure how many
tech-savvy.
Q's are in it.
Right.
And there's a number 5 with a slash through it somewhere, but I think I have a Romanian computer. Yeah.
But thank goodness Samantha got us all on track and got the missiles headed to Moscow. I didn't say
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Somebody's got to.
right.
Ixnay on the Iselsmay.
that.
Trust me, Iden Bay doesn't know anything. No,
Yeah.
we all know this, but I mean,
Yeah.
he
I don't think
just
that's a
hitting
secret.
that button, going, "Hey, no
Yeah.
more food, no more food." And, so okay, now Samantha, so you're really kind of the voice of reason of the whole group, aren't you?
I like to consider myself the mother of these toddlers, the children that make up the Oxymorons.
The daycare, mind you.
Yeah.
Wow.
I have a lot of experience in young kids who throw tantrums. So when Trip met me, he said, "I think I have a place for you on this team." No, not really, but sometimes.
Why do you think I have Andy?
We
he's-
all need an Andy.
yeah, we do.
I resent that, and you owe me a juice box.
Yeah.
It's almost cracker time. Shh, don't screw
Yeah.
it up. We all get graham crackers if we're good.
Wait, did we forget to pack Jed's snacks?
Well,
Oh.
I'm sitting here in wet pants right now. My dryer
I'm
is
not
broken.
the only one.
My dryer is
Yikes.
broken, but that has nothing to do with the wet pants.
I'm
If
sitting
you need
way
a
too
clip to
close.
start the show, Christian and Andy, I
Right.
think that was it.
Yeah, right. Okay, let's start over again. Let me cue the intro. And,
Do the intro music.
yeah.
And on that note, here's our clean comedy group.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what she said.
Oh.
Yes!
Cue Roseanne Barr singing the national anthem.
Just got to put a little Hawk 2 on that thing. That's all I'm saying. You get me? You get me? All right. I wore that joke out at work, and I work on a truck dock. So trust me, when guys in trucking start going, okay, it's enough.
Yeah.
You know,
That's when you know it's stale.
Yeah.
yeah. Worse than a Ritz cracker. That's
Could you actually hear Samantha's eyes rolling just
Yeah.
then?
Yeah, right.
Trip's really used to that sound, so he can
Yeah.
familiarize you if you need to.
It's like having a bat and just.
Yeah.
There it is again.
Right.
and you're on the other side of town. So now collectively, you all get together. Are you performing just in churches? Where do you guys? I mean, obviously you've got some places you're going, you're doing. What's happening? Where are we at?
Yeah.
Jed, why don't you take this one?
We perform monthly at a place called the Peak Improv Theater. It's a new theater in Colorado Springs that is started by some improv junkies who are wonderful people, and it's pretty much dedicated to comedy, particularly improv comedy. And it's been a wonderful venue because the people who come out are there to see a comedy show, in particular improv show, and they do some really cool creative shows there. They have a Dungeons and Dragons show that's all improv, and they actually
great.
play. And if we haven't excited the nerds yet with this show today, I think now We've done it.
There it
We
is.
also, yes.
Disclaimer brought in.
We also perform at a place called Boot Barn Hall that is a wonderful concert venue. They've had some huge national acts come and perform there. And I believe they are building a Boot Barn Hall somewhere else. Is it in the Atlanta area?
There's already one there, and I saw just the maps when I was getting everything together for Christian and Andy. They have like 5 more around the country.
It's a cool, like old sort of dance hall, wonderful venue. They have a lot of country acts, but they have a lot of different types of shows. And we have one coming up there with a great clean comedian named Sam Adams.
Nice.
Wow.
Not named after the beer
or the historical figure.
Right.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah, there's one of those too. Anyway, super funny guy.
Nice.
And we're performing there with him. Anyway, we don't really discriminate, not just with our members, but with our venues. I was talking about you, Paul. We will perform in churches. We'll perform in dive bars, and we have and often do. We'll perform anywhere where we think that people need to laugh and experience some joy.
Basically, anybody who has, you know how you're not supposed to block doors open? If they do, we're in.
Yeah.
So, Sam Adams, he just, Christian, you're from the Colorado Springs area. He just packed 9,000 people at Red Rocks. He sold out Red Rocks
wow.
just about a month ago.
That's incredible.
Yeah, that's a huge venue. Wow, that's awesome. Okay, now where is the peak?
Yeah, about a month ago, and he.
Oh, that's awesome.
His show will be at Boot Barn. And that's 500 people.
Okay.
Okay, and I'm adding this to our little crawler here where it says we've got oxymorons.com, oxymoronscomedy.com, which is your website, and then I'm going to add in the Peak Improv here for people watching, so they can.
And you can put our link tree in there too. Linktree.
We'll have that on the website, our website.
Okay.
All these links will be available on our website with this show, so you can go right there and check that out. But yeah, I just on the crawler here, just in case people are watching, at another time or whenever, and 3 years from now, and that's when it's maybe more relevant. You'll be doing bigger shows, and they need to find it. They need to see.
Peak Improv is creatively spelled.
I improved it.
Peakimprov.com. No E.
He improved how to spell that.
Yeah,
that's an improvisation on how to spell it, which is
I'm surprised Samantha didn't catch that. But
that's relevant.
Get with the times. Okay, there. Corrected, fixed. Thanks for pointing out my flaws, like Dad.
God and everybody.
We're gonna trigger Christian now.
I got a flashlight I need you to hold while I fix the water heater. You think you can do that?
Yeah,
maybe. I gotta go. I have a pill I have to take right now.
Now Andy was talking about doing the Iron Man. Now, Andy, was that you or is that one of your friends?
No, that's my friend who is in way better shape than I am. And him and his wife have been doing it collectively for years. So they were out here 2 years ago and they did it. They skipped last year, but they're back this year doing it, and it's incredible, man. I mean, my friend can't do it this year. His wife is still doing it, but I watched 2 years ago as they were crossing the finish line, and it's just an incredible thing to see. And I mean, you're out there all day, doing it, and I mean, and there were people that of all body shapes and sizes that finished, which I just thought was incredible. So.
Oh yeah. It's I like to run half marathons. It sounds a lot better than saying I quit halfway through.
Yeah, right.
And then we got the Manitou Incline out here. It's putting the hell in health 2,700 steps at a time. And you said that your buddy couldn't do the Iron Man. Well, I just don't want to.
Right. Yeah.
I opt out.
Yeah.
My Iron Man is running to my car in the rain and trying to get in the car before I break the key off in the ignition.
Oh, Samantha and her husband are big fitness gurus. They got like this basement that's all fitted out with exercise equipment.
It's all
Did I say
done.
that?
We're just preparing for
Ninja Warrior.
yeah, we're just preparing for either a zombie attack, the apocalypse, or just the end of the world as we know it.
Right.
A lot of baseball bats with big spikes in them.
Yeah.
Yes. Have you been here?
Yeah.
Weird.
I-
It's
well,
weird that you,
There's a camera.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, we installed the invisible moat around the house with the
Oh.
spikes at the bottom. That was us.
Okay.
That was- yeah.
That
Yeah.
makes sense. I was
Yeah.
wondering how that appeared out of nowhere one day.
Yeah.
Okay.
That
good
was-
to know.
That was back
Yeah.
when I used to do a lot of drugs and alcohol, so I was on a binge and
Sure.
had an evening free
Yeah.
and a shovel
Yeah.
and spikes. So
We just pick a random house,
good.
once a month and go install an invisible moat with spikes in it.
Yeah.
It's our
Sounds like-
outreach.
it's
Yeah.
And you can see that Paul is the polite one of the group. He's sitting there waiting.
Oh,
Wait
Paul,
for us
man.
I was just going to say that comes in
Calm
handy
down,
at Halloween.
please, because Paul, you're starting to freak everybody out with all this talking and blathering. I mean, someday we'll figure out what you're saying, but for the same time, wait, brain scan.
I think Paul just needs to start signing in the corner. That way they think he's
Yeah, Paul, that was dirty. That was dirty. Don't,
That was
Well,
yeah,
well,
why?
well,
Oh, hey, okay.
Brian Stiles, we have a Paul.
Red alert.
So hey,
thought that was
Paul,
a cat screaming.
welcome to the group. We're glad to have you here, man.
No, Paul's been here since the start. He was one of the original. Jed, me, and Paul were the original members.
Yeah, I put the moron in Oxymoron.
Yeah. So it was just Oxy Comedy, and then you're like, hey, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I can
got
do better. I can do better.
I can one up this game. Now, Paul, how long have you? I'm going to start across the line. It's Paul. How long have you been doing comedy?
Let's see. On stage, I've been doing it just since Oxymoron started back in 2019. Before that, I'd done some other stage work, some acting and stuff, and I always seem to bring comedy into that.
So it's always been kind of a natural thing for you. I mean, now were you doing acting in just different roles like dramas and whatnot? I know,
dramas, except that it
horrible.
just didn't work bringing the comedy into those. No, in reality, it was mostly into like church productions, things like that, just smaller things.
But then you'd start improv in the middle. They're like, "Hey, Paul, we got an idea. Why don't you go do some stand up or something?" You know what I'm saying? There's this improv thing going on.
Yeah, Trip was like, Paul, you're too funny to just be sitting here behind a desk. We got to get you out there.
Or were you just standing up in the middle of the sermon and the pastor's like, "All right, Paul, we get it. You're funny. Okay, you're a great guy."
Paul was actually a former student of mine and class clown. And I said, you can get paid for doing this.
Whoa! Oh, so now the master becomes the teacher. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, anybody else, he would have given an F, but
The master.
he gave me a job instead.
the other improv group that Jed and I were in, they didn't want Paul. And so we said, well, we're just going to go take our Paul and go to another ball field and play.
We're gonna pull off, is what we're gonna do.
That's right.
All right,
Take
and
your
now,
ball and go home.
Trip, you've been doing this for quite a while, though, correct?
Yes, since my 20s. Way back when I opened for Sinbad and Judy Tenuta and
Wow.
Sam Kinison while he was still alive.
Wow.
But I was just kind of an opening guy. I started to do some middling, but Jed's the one with the real comedy chops.
All right. And
He's like done big time stuff with Christopher Titus and Brian Regan and
wow.
Mitch Hedberg.
Brian Regan is so great. Now, okay, now let me ask you this, you guys, and I'm not trying to downplay anybody else, but you guys have had this experience with these guys. Just gotta ask, are these people just as real as? I'm sorry.
This is great. It's usually my kid rage playing video games in the background, so I'm loving all of this right now.
And I really, 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 really miss my kids right now. So I'm sorry.
Wait, are you hearing all the background noise? Oh my gosh!
Yes. Yeah,
I didn't even realize that. I'm like, who are you talking about? Like, what's going on? And I look, oh wow, okay.
Can
cool.
you not hear what's happening in your own home?
No. Oh, I've tuned this out. I've been tuning this out for years. Here's the thing, though. I'm on camera all day with like I'm on Zoom. I talk to clients and whatnot, and I have some super mom settings where they can't hear anything. So I hear screams and yelling, but all they're hearing is what I'm saying. So sorry about that. But
it sounds like low yield nukes in the background.
This is a mild.
You're down near Fort Carson, aren't you?
Yeah, I mean, we got a whole lot of military activity here, and most of it's from my house. Yeah.
Well, this is the reason I say it. I used to work right down near Fort Carson, and when they were downrange, you couldn't talk to anybody on the phone. You couldn't talk to anybody in really the office until they were done, because they're just boom, 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 boom. And so no, I get it. Trust me. Like I said,
and I'm also used to it. I lived in New York City before I lived in Colorado. And if you're expecting peace and quiet before you have a conversation with someone, you'll just be a mute. So I'm very used to like sirens and random yelling, gunfire, whatever it takes. So good to know. Thanks, guys, for giving me the heads up that I needed to mute myself. Appreciate that. I got the message.
No, that's true. Seriously, I was truly enjoying it. And Andy's ex, you'll just hear this, oh my God! Yeah. From the back. It's like, oh, dude, let me guess, he just lost a life. Yeah, right.
Oh, hey, this just in, my washer, my dryer is on the way, so I won't have wet pants anymore.
So you're wearing pants now?
Because Jed is here.
Oh, that's right.
It's good news for all of us, I think.
You're not sharing pants, are you?
Needed to be said. No.
Okay. All right.
Well, we got as far as what the Oxys do, we got some beautiful bean footage there that you can roll, and it kind of talks about what the Oxymorons do and show. And if you want to roll that, kind of give you an idea of what we are up to, and you see some old faces, some new faces, and some current faces.
Right.
And let's roll it in 3, 2.
Roll that beautiful bean footage.
Is much like Whose Line Is It Anyway, where we take suggestions from the audience and scene partners, and we respond and react to them.
I love your hyperactivity.
Roll current events.
Pastor Doug, the church's money troubles are over. We just got an email from a real Nigerian prince.
We'll again spin those, lampoon those, and blow them out of proportion, go big and wacky, and have a lot of fun with the everyday.
Therefore, you need to forget the truck.
I started Oxymorons Comedy September 2018, and at the time we really had no following, so I had to start creating memes and posting them on our Facebook and Instagram pages and grow an audience from that point. We were performing at Rock's Bar on Academy and Constitution. We perform everywhere that anyone would have us, everywhere from bars to civic events. We've performed at large churches.
Hang on a second, I really got to see what's going on.
And everywhere in between. Our first year of performing, we actually won Spring's Best of, silver, and then we won gold the following year, and we were silver again this year. We bounced back and forth. Oxymorons Comedy is a group of Christ-following comedians. We don't necessarily do the church thing on stage unless we're performing at a church and they ask us to do some teaching.
He says, you remember
how you wanted me to teach you faith. He said, I don't teach you faith. I'm going to give you opportunities to learn faith. But we are a family-friendly group of clean comedians, and it'll be fun for everyone. You can bring the kids all the way up to the grandparents and enjoy. Our mission is to show the world that our God is not just the God of thou shalt nots, but a God of joy, of love, of grace, mercy, and forgiveness. Most of Oxymoron Comedy's public performances include a fundraising aspect. Last year, we raised almost $10,000 for local charities to include the Springs Rescue Mission, the Human Trafficking Task Force of Southern Colorado, Care and Share, even a orphanage in Uganda. It's our way of giving back and just blessing folks because of the blessings we receive from performing. And we make audiences laugh and give them a grand time throughout the course of the evening and just forget about life for a while. Blessings and best to you all.
Wow, $10,000?
Yes.
Oh my
Yes.
gosh, that is amazing. I love that. I love the fact that you guys are raising money and helping people out with that. Okay, so now are those the only charities that you work with? Are you open to doing others? I mean, if people want to have you come perform to help raise money for something, or is that something you do, or you know?
Yeah, we do. We're open to raising money for other charities. We like to stick with Christian charities simply because our
Oh, absolutely.
mortal existence is, 70, 80, 90 years. And, that's just a flash in the pan compared to eternity. And we really want to impact people's eternity and their, eternal salvation. And, we love the furry friends and the paws and the dogs and the veterans and everything else. But, if it has a Christian slant to it, we really want to get involved with that. And one of the ways that we do it, this is a chance for us to share our sponsors. I'm the marketing manager for Cave of the Winds Mountain Park here in Colorado Springs.
Okay.
And every show we raffle off all kinds of passes for spelunking and mud tours, to zip lines, to the world famous pterodactyl, giant canyon swing, and other cave tours and everything else. And so when people buy those raffle tickets, that money goes to charities as well.
Okay. Now, and just speaking of, because last time you were on the show, you invited me and my wife to come out and do the swing, which I told you she probably won't do it. We're still working our way to get out there, but yeah, I showed the video clip of that. Oh no, that's
You don't show them the video first, no.
Right.
No.
Yeah.
Oh,
Show the
well,
video after. Yeah.
just yeah.
The Oxys have been up a few times to do little stories on the pterodactyl, and you can't count how many times Jed has done it.
You can't count.
You can't really.
I was out getting us more money for our Christian spelunking sponsor. If there would be a Christian spelunking thing, that would be our ultimate charity.
He's that guy. Yeah, he's that guy.
Now,
I'll spelunk. Some people don't even know what that is, but I will spelunk like nobody's business.
nobody's. I've splunked, but
Now you're just bragging, just braggadocious.
well,
Yeah.
it was a horrible time. So now you guys basically perform in the Springs. Have you gone outside of the state at all to do any of these, or
Not outside the state, but we have traveled around the state to a few places. Yuma, Colorado, being the flagship, which was
Now we're bragging.
now we're bragging.
right.
There is a Yuma, Colorado, and it's not a whole lot different than Yuma, Arizona.
in Arizona or Gunnison, one or the other.
Yeah, hey,
Now, you had quite the group. How many people are in the entire troupe there?
7.
So you had a whole 7. And now let's Miss Samantha over here. You are one of the newer additions. You and your husband, correct?
Correct. Casey, who is facilitating some of the warfare that you're hearing in the background. He is one of the children that I mentioned earlier that I look after.
Oh, he was the one that was throwing the fit about
It was mostly him. Yeah, I think my kids were watching him.
Yeah.
But
This is how you do it right to get the ice cream.
Yeah.
Pay attention every time. So now,
Who
what
reached
is
out
your
to who?
background, Samantha?
When
What?
so did Oxymorons reach out to you, or did you reach out to Oxymorons to join?
So funny story. I guess all of our stories are funny just because we are, right?
Yeah. We should hope.
So my husband and I moved from New York City, as I mentioned, to Colorado, and we were attending a small church here in town. And Trip was there while Casey was preaching one Sunday. And when he gets off when that concludes, thankfully he didn't just shout out in the middle of the whole service, because that was so kind of him to wait. But he said, "Hey, you're funny. Do you have any experience in comedy?" And my husband says, "No, but my wife does." And then he basically attacked us. And for about the subsequent 3 months, we were stalked.
The word you're looking for is stalked.
Yeah. We were stalked. We were sent letters in the mail. It was, we honestly, our life was it had taken a turn. And so we decided, we're not going to get this guy off our back unless we just show up to a practice, give it a shot, and then we can officially file a restraining order. And
Right.
it was a really cool group, and Trip was just the weirdest one. And so we've had a great time ever since. It's been a great opportunity.
Hey, at least he had dry pants when he was talking to you and
That's
harassing
true.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
Count yourself
your
lucky.
with the wet pants. So
Count your
And you guys
blessings.
are snuggling too, so.
Hey, a fun fact: Samantha's husband is a pastor.
Oh, really?
So yeah, he keeps me on my toes.
Yeah, keeps you in line.
Yeah.
And since you've all had a little bit of experience with this and in the comedy realm, what is easiest for you? Is it easier to do a little more risque comedy, or is it, and I'm talking words, or is clean comedy the harder version?
Go, Samantha.
Oh yeah. I mean,
You're up.
it's really easy to get raunchy and to be on the fringe. It's an easy shot to, with your language or what you talk about. We're not saying it's not funny. There's plenty of times when that's funny, but it is a challenge to work within. We have anywhere from kids to grandparents in our audience, and I think it's a great challenge that I feel honored to be a part of a group that steps up to that plate,
right?
To make it family friendly, to make it clean, no cheap shots. Everything so it's that's all I'll say.
Paul, what about you? Paul, what about you?
Yeah, Paul,
I was
say
just
something.
gonna say
Paul's a nice guy.
Yeah.
So like Trip, we like to be able to have kids come to our shows and not have awkward trips on the way home. Dad, what did that mean?
Yeah, right. What were they talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's something you'll learn about way after high school and probably on a truck dock somewhere.
Jed?
Yeah.
Jed?
Jed?
Oh, it's definitely easier to be dirty. I always feel like that's cheating or taking the easy way out a little bit. And so for us, sometimes maybe we take a little longer.
It's the quick, easy, cheap laugh.
Yeah, the first 3 things that come to my mind are not clean, and so I have to sort through those and then get to the clean answer. It's a little harder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, how many of you have actually slipped up and either let a word out, a cuss word out, or and rough innuendos, things like that?
I said I was sorry. And, I have a litany of golf words that are just ready at the beck and call, and it's a thing. I mean, like Jed was saying, well, like everybody was saying, when the opportunity to say something funny, it's like this lightning storm of creativity and funny goes off in my head, and I got to pick the bolts that are clean, and it's harder, but it's even more fun because it's it's easy to go for the blue stuff, but if the clean stuff, when it's when it's clean and really, really poignant. It really is funny, and the audience really does laugh. Like at the last show, we were doing something, and a Sigmund Freud reference was made, and you could see some people up in the front of the audience, like jumping up and down. Oh my God! And they got the Sigmund Freud reference, and so yeah, you might even learn something at one of our shows, kids.
Oh, whoa. Let's leave that for. Well, we can't leave it to the educational system because they just rot minds anyway. Now, do you? You're talking about the audience. How much do you get your audiences involved in your show? Because with the improv and the whole group of what you're doing, do you just keep it stage? Your little fourth wall, or you really do you pull people up off the audience?
We try to involve either an audience suggestion or an audience member. Oh, you lost Paul. That's a frozen screen.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry.
In every game, we try to involve at least one of those elements, and I'll let Paul talk about it some more.
Okay. Yeah, we like to, for every bit that we do, we have some sort of a comment from people, get a suggestion, just to get us started, some sort of a prompt. But a lot of times we like to bring an audience member up on stage to do something for us too. And we always like to, encourage them and then give them a little bit of a, hey, good job at the end of it. So
Right.
And then we apologize for Trip, and we make sure that they signed the waiver.
Yeah, right. Yes. Everybody's got to sign. Hey, I know.
And then he wrings out his pants
sometimes. Now, and you, I know you in your promo there, you were referencing how you're very similar to Whose Line Is It Anyway? But that style, basically, that's how improv groups worked before Whose Line Is It Anyway? Made it big off the TV. So, where do you guys keep changing your parameters on what you're doing comedy wise? I mean, are you thinking up different kinds? I mean, Scenes from a Hat is probably one of the greatest things in the world out there, and I know you've got something that's similar but a little bit different, right?
Yeah,
but everybody can hear you not.
That's the people that are listening. Trip was not shaking his head yes and no, but that's just one of the many things that Samantha and Casey bring to the group. They're an infusion of creativity, of excitement, of enthusiasm, and Samantha has something to say about everything, and she has a lot of great ideas. That I know that didn't sound like a compliment, but it was. That's
it is and it isn't, and I'm very aware of it. So that's good.
Yeah, she has a better way of doing things. Just ask her. And
similar to Trip, yeah.
Ouch. So it's going to be a steel cage death match at tomorrow's practice.
All right.
We have some variations on games that nobody else does. We do a game where instead of a bell, we use shock collars.
Like dog shock collars.
Yeah.
Right.
It's disturbing, but also really funny.
Paul's still recovering. I think that's why he's a little quiet today.
Yeah.
He's regrowing some brain cells that got lost in the show.
Yeah, Paul's shock collar got turned up to 11 by accident.
Oops. I thought they only went to 10.
But this one goes to 11.
We have special, he goes all the way to 11. But to answer your...
That's one of the things that we bring the audience members up, and so they're shocking us. Rather it's the game is called New Choice, or you're talking and then ding, and then you're talking and then you'll say something else, ding, and then we replace the bell, like Jed said, with a shock collar, and the audience is doing that, and it's just unbridled mayhem.
Now, has anybody ever been like, I'm pressing a button?
The last show. That's why Paul is not talking.
Right, yeah.
It's in right now. Okay. anytime, Paul. You can just.
I'm still thinking about 3 questions ago. So
Right? Yeah.
No, I got you. It's the alcohol.
Yeah, that's why he had so much problems logging in. It's still the electrical field around Paul that was just.
He's buzzing.
He got shocked a lot.
To address what you were asking earlier, though, Christian, the reason we say it's whose line is it anyway, if I can be so bold to your Trip, probably why we use that is most people are familiar with it,
right?
But there's lots of different formats of improv, and you know, I've seen comedy and improv in a lot of different settings and environments. When I lived in New York for a long time, so I got to see how they do things, how different groups do things. And so when we use that as a reference, what we're implying is short form game style based on audience suggestions and there's a lot, right? And to the audience member, it should feel this is funny and this is easy, but there's a lot of underlying rules that we're following, right? So there's yes and, you know, you never negate what your partner on stage is saying, or you try.
That's not true.
Exactly. That's an example of Jed doing not great improv, which probably the only time he's ever done that. So, you know, there's just these different tropes and themes and rules that underlie it that I think make it an excellent style. But it's short form, it's fun, it's fast paced, and it's engaging to watch because of all the rules that you can't see.
No, and it is. It's absolutely. What I guess I was trying to allude is the fact that whose line is it any? They didn't come up with this. This has been around for quite some time, and it's we got some people chatting here on the old chat, talking to us, and I apologize. We usually. Oh, Timelia, hello, thank you, sir.
Hey, Tim. Hey, Ginger, Jukebox.
Big fan of the show. Jukebox Ginger's out there. Hey guys, and again, we are talking with the Oxymoron Comedy Troupe out in Colorado Springs, Colorado. Faith-based comedy troupe doing improv comedy. Now, improv comedy is it's been around, and the form that you guys are doing it in with the group that's been around for a while. It's not just Whose Line Anyway that came up with it.
We actually did.
And yeah, right. Now, everybody's got. I mean, this is not your sole source of income. Now, Jed, you basically run around doing stand up most of the time, though, don't you?
Speaking really now more serious. I have a message allegedly when I
thought
speak.
Paul was a speaker.
No, that's a lie. That's a dirty lie.
He's the mime. I forgot.
I used to do stand up full time when Trip said that I had chops. That's totally true. I don't know what chops are, but I had some. But I actually had retired from comedy for many years and just doing speaking, teaching, training stuff, and Trip drug me back into that previous improv.
Are you seeing a pattern here?
Yeah, he drags us all. And I went and watched them, and I thought, yeah, I guess if they can do it, I can do it. And so
in other words, everybody else
is history.
Might as well get up there and do it.
I didn't say that. Those are your words. You know, that's not my words at all.
I was reading the note you put down here in the private chat. But that's fine. All right, and so now, now, Paul, since I know you're really antsy about this. What is you just kind of fell into it? You said you just kind of have evolved into it. It's not something that you've worked on, like Jed's done speaking and things like that. What is it that what's your background?
So
you got them all choked up.
He's a smoker.
Yeah.
So no, I've done some acting, and some music and other types of performance type things on stage since I can remember. But comedy has always been one thing that I just never really got into, especially stand-up comedy. And then Trip, like he said, I'd make jokes and stuff in class, and he was like, you know what, you're funny. And he never actually said this, but he could have given me an F or a job, and he decided to go for the job. And so that's really how I got started through this. He actually he and Jed were teaching a class on comedy, on how to do stand-up comedy, and I took that class once, and I absolutely hated it because I actually had to think about what I was doing ahead of time. And that's not my strength, actually thinking. So
Paul did one set. He did one set after our class, and he killed. And then he never did stand up again. He did a Barry Sanders. He went out on top. He was at the top of his game, and he just left the game.
I got the rushing yardage. I'm out. Screw you guys. Now, Samantha, your husband, pastor, obviously a great speaker. Must be if he's got to have the sense of humor rolling with the word. Now, what is where are you coming from with the background? You said
sure,
because I live in New York, I know everything, and I've got access.
Yeah. Well, that's basically it. That's you recapped it. Yeah. So I mean, well, thanks for answering for me. Yeah. So I mean, ever since I was a kid, I've been a performer and an entertainer. That's just like my default for living. And when you're a kid, well, I'll speak for myself. An actress was like the coolest thing you could possibly be. So that was sort of what I wanted to be for some time. I did.
So does Paul.
Paul is still trying to be an actress.
Yeah,
he's having some struggles. I mean, in 2024, it's easier than ever, Paul.
That's true.
If that's how
now
you
I just have to identify.
Yeah, just change your pronouns and then you're set.
And you're set. You're good.
Helen Mirren, watch out.
Oh yeah. So I have a background in this. I did theater in high school. Well, really just when I was young, and got involved in improv comedy then, actually. So I was a member of Comedy Sports with a Z. It's a national comedy group. If you're familiar with it, it's an incredible group. So I actually learned the same style of improv comedy that we do as a part of Oxymorons.
Right.
And I had no idea at the time. Now, in hindsight, I had an incredible improv comedy education by really dedicated teachers, starting from when I was a teenager. So that time in my life, it was just something I jumped into and had a lot of fun doing it with my friends. And career in life took me in different places. I also was a dancer for 20 years, and now I've been working in sales for the last over a decade because I love people and I love presenting. And if I'm passionate about something, you're going to know about it. So all that to say, I have some history in this and some background. And only just recently, truly this year, is when I started realizing, the fact that I love to be on stage, that's not a normal thing. That might actually be a bit unique. Most people don't jump at the chance to have a microphone and be on camera or be on stage. And so I started. Right. Yeah. Thanks for that. I think you have a cough. You should probably go take care of that, Paul.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and honestly, it's a lot of that is in thanks to Trip for helping me discover that, because he hounded me to be a part of this group and then kept encouraging me. And he has a background in production and video and all these things. And so he still has been encouraging me to realize that I might be more of a comedian and a performer than I ever realized. So I'm at the early stages. I think this is actually the catalyst for my career actually taking a bit of a turn closer to this direction. So
you're going to be like, we knew her when.
Well, and you know what, Trip, and I'm not knocking anybody here, but dude, you really seem to be this guy that has this great knack of finding incredibly talented people, pulling them together. I mean, and a lot of the stuff that you do, I know a little bit about your background and whatnot. But you just have an amazing blessing of finding just great people. And I just, if anybody's out near the Springs and you've got a chance to go, it's the Peak Theater, correct?
Peak Improv Theater.
Peak Improv Theater. And now, is that on the north end, south end?
It's right in the middle of town. It's at Academy and North Carefree.
Okay.
back behind Wade's Pancake House.
Which is why we chose that location.
Of course, of course, you got to go somewhere after, right?
Is this just some guy out there going, my name's Wade. I like pancakes. That's my house.
He
his house is made out of
spins a
pancakes.
No, you know what? I can't have you besmirching Wade. He makes a good pancake.
He does.
What about a waffle?
Oh, yes. I was about to say, if you prefer a waffle, also, yes. And maybe he'll start sponsoring us or the show.
Okay. Just real quick, hands up. Pancakes or waffles? Pancakes? Waffles. Yeah, there
French
we go.
toast.
I'm a house divide. Oh, I'll get on the the toast train.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Controversy this week.
I'll take all carbs.
Yeah.
Just
Sourdough French toast, by the way.
Just real quick before we get too far away from it, though, you said that I find these people. I actually don't. It's all prayer and God. During the Oxy's tenure, we will pray the prayer of Jabez, which is in short, God, please expand our fields and equip us to tend them. And every time we pray that, the phone rings within a day or three. Get an email or something, and it's Boot Barn Hall. It's Flying W Ranch calling us to do 600-person show. It's Yuma, Colorado. Not bragging. It's a
restraining order for somebody that trips.
Right. Right.
I'll say one other thing about this too. We've had several, and we've been blessed to sort of learn from great people. We've had people come through our group that have moved out of town. One moved to Europe. But we've had real honest to goodness professional actors, and our latest launch, a guy that was with the group and a really integral party's in a lot of those videos. And we all got teary eyed and dewy seeing Ryder again, but he has now made it to the top level of the groundlings. He moved out to LA to make it big. He's been in some national commercials already.
Wow.
And to make it to the top level of the groundlings is like, you're going to be on Saturday Night Live. Like,
he's auditioning for him. He has an audition.
He is a big deal and super, super funny. And so we had him in the group for a couple of years.
Yeah, he was one of the original guys.
He had trained at Second City and also Rise Comedy.
Oh, wow. UCB.
Oh, wow. He has been with the very, very best. And then he also hung out with us. So it's been cool. It's been a way of just like Trip said, it's like God will bring people into the group that just raise our game. And that's been true with Casey and Samantha lately. They're just super talented and charismatic people. And it's cool to see the group elevate just with their addition.
That's awesome.
No, that's great. So speaking of the group and the group dynamic, obviously there's got to be some more voices sort of more outspoken than most. Who's the most outspoken in the group? Jed?
Obviously I am.
No, right. Nobody's looking at Samantha
Paul
right now.
Can't shut up over there.
Nobody's looking at Samantha right now. It's probably tripping Samantha.
Yeah,
I mean, she walked in here like she owned the place.
Right.
It's like, I got this. Hello. Oh my God.
Yeah, that is how I talk. Yeah, that's how I talk. You got it. You nailed it. You should do impersonations.
Right.
The rest of us just watch the show. Like what we could do is we could take like a measurement or something like that and show it to Trip and Samantha and then just let them fight over how wrong it was.
We just sit there with the popcorn.
Or a better way to do it.
Yeah. We just fold a map wrong in front of Trip.
Yeah.
OCD.
Yeah. So, and then when that happens, who's the diplomat? Who smooths things over?
Not me.
Oh,
Jed is the peacekeeper. Jed is he's very modest. He does he's a national public speaker and he does talks to schools for de-escalation of violence and all kinds of things like that. He used to work for the Love and Logic Institute, which was, giving children choices and basically getting them to behave without, punishment and things like that. And I call Jed, all the time, say, man, talk me off the ledge.
Trip, would you like to go get your dry pants in 5 minutes or 10 minutes?
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. So you're kind of like my Andy. I'll call Andy. Andy, I don't know what's going on. I'm gonna be, and Andy's like, okay, yeah, all right, now shut up.
And Samantha sitting there. Are your ears ringing too, Casey?
I am just like Andy, because Andy, I also have a son who will get mad and cuss and play video games.
Yeah.
And I also, you said you have a friend who's in really good shape. I also have one of those.
Yeah.
I'm not the friend in good shape.
Right.
They Trip is
Nobody-
right there. That's not becoming. All right, now what does Oxymorons have coming up here? I know you've got some shows lining up. Let's go over all this again.
We have on August 8th, we have the Boot Barn Hall show opening for Sam Adams.
Okay.
And there are, if you go to our website, you can get tickets for that. And then we also have a standing contract with the Peak Improv Theater. We do an improv show the second Saturday of every month. And that's about it. I mean, near Christmas time, we do a fundraiser at Miramont Castle. You'll remember that up in Manitou.
Oh, yeah.
Mercy at Miramont. And we have a good friend of ours, Pappy Sorrells. And he plays a dueling piano thing. It's just a lot of fun. We do some comedy, and they raise a lot of money. And the Cave of the Winds helps raffle off prizes. And last year we helped them make like $2,000 at their event.
Nice.
And then just things that come up throughout the year, like we've just done some shows with some Comedy Central comedians, Robert Mack and Big Al Badgerine Goodwin, who just recently passed away, unfortunately. And then just other people, and and like I said, I'll pray and say, God, what you got next for us? And how they say, be careful what you pray for. And then
right.
here's Sam Adams calling and asking us to open. And so now that we're running and gunning, and we got the new powerhouses of Samantha and Casey in here, I just know that the Lord has great and mighty things planned for us. We're about to one of our players is about to take some time off. She's with child, and one of our last shows, but before her last child, she was like 8.5 months pregnant, and she put she teaches karate and martial arts. She put a roundhouse kick up in Jed's face, and Jed is like 6'4", and she put up in his face. I can't say that he didn't deserve it, but she did it.
Wow.
She's a black belt, and yeah, that was well over 8 months pregnant, and when I was 8 months pregnant, I couldn't kick nearly that high.
Dude, that's the worst part, is that last trimester. It's
mm-hmm. You know.
Yeah.
Trust me, I know. Boy.
And this is why I'm in the group, to keep all of you in check.
I thought that was Paul's job. Paul. I'm sorry.
No, Paul's here to mime us.
Paul's the eye candy. I get it. I know.
That's right.
All right. Well, listen. Again, you guys, I love everything you do. What about maybe doing like a little when you do your live shows? Is there any way to maybe put it out on the web or record it and put it out there, or do something like that? Or
yeah, we do bits and pieces. The honest truth is that something always goes wrong with something technically. It's either the microphones sound crummy, somebody walked past the camera and kicked it so it's only looking at half the stage.
Yeah.
I'll set all the tech up, and if something jacks it up. But we have a few shows that we have, and I'm going to start putting little bits and pieces out there. I don't want to put a whole show, because if you can watch it online, why ever go to a theater and watch, to a club and watch? Because live comedy is just so much more engaging and engrossing than it is watching. I mean, yeah, it's funny at your house, but if you watch the same comedian, that you see on TV in a live situation, because laughter is contagious, and it's just so much more invigorating.
Plus, those shows online remind us of COVID, and we don't want to think about that.
Oh yeah.
Kind of like this whole thing here.
Plus, we're also addicted to hearing that laughter. It's a good, healthy drug, and if we can't hear you laughing back at us over a screen, it's not the same.
Yeah. And I think maybe we talked about this before, but yeah, when you get that, you hit it, and everybody's just right there with you. Every part that you're doing on the joke, and it's just rolling. There is no better high. And I'm telling you, because I told you I did improv and stuff like that, and it's just the greatest feeling in the world, especially when you're playing with the audience and keeping them involved and keeping them rolling. It's so great.
Well, dude, when you come out to Colorado, you can ride the pterodactyl. Your wife can watch, and you can jump up and improv with us at a show. Make sure you're here the second Saturday of a month.
I maybe I can figure that out. Yeah, she gets that. She's the one that's telling me, okay, you're not on right now. It's okay. It's fine. You don't need to do this to impress me. I married you. It's okay. And but listen, watch. Look, I can. I got this thing right.
They're good about that, aren't they?
Yeah, and then she just goes, "It's okay. Go have your ice cream. You'll be fine." That's okay. And then the sugar rush goes out. So, all right, listen, we're starting to run short on time, and I want to get to a couple of things. Now, you guys wanted to play the game that you play on the show. Oh my gosh, what was the name of it? I apologize.
Letters from a Hat.
Yeah.
Letters from Camp. Yeah.
Yeah, letters from a hat, or camp from a hat or something. The Cat in the Hat, camp.
Yep, that's the one.
Yeah. So let's. I want you guys to do the letters from camp. I want people to get a taste of what you are doing, and then I figure maybe we do a little couple scenes from.
All right. So what? Have you ever heard a dad joke?
Oh yeah.
Have you ever heard have you ever heard a bad joke?
Only
difference is the spelling. Only difference is the spelling. So what letters from camp are dad jokes, and the groaner the better. So tell me something that you might have there in the studio.
We should also open this up to the chat too for anyone who's engaged.
Yeah, Tony Adams, I see you like pancakes. And
Tony Adams, the bacon whisperer.
If you guys are on the chat, go ahead and drop something you could find in your junk drawer at home.
You see how quickly she took charge?
When you see a mess, you got to clean it up.
There you go, right?
while we're waiting for the chat, give us one. Give us any object.
Yeah, you guys
there in the studio.
Magic 8 Ball.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
And now we have to write letters home from Camp Magic 8 Ball, and it'll go a little something like this.
Dear Mom and Dad, I'm not sure if I'm really digging Magic 8 Ball Camp. It's a little mysterious.
Dear Mom and Dad, thanks for sending me to Magic 8 Ball Camp. I'm not certain I'll come back.
Dear Mom and Dad, thanks for sending me to Magic 8 Ball Camp. Did you pay the entire bill? Signs point to no.
I was trying to think of what an 8 ball says.
I know.
Sorry. It was just the first thing in front of me. I apologize.
That's fine. Oh, Tony Adams says a screwdriver. So let's thank you, Tony. So screwdriver camp.
Dear Mom and Dad.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Paul.
Okay. Dear Mom and Dad, thank you for sending me to screwdriver camp. I met a new friend. His name is Philip.
Cute.
Dear Mom and Dad.
Oh,
go ahead.
Go ahead. No. Wasn't that
Dear
good?
Mom and Dad, I hate screwdriver camp. Nobody's letting me have a turn.
Cute.
Oh.
Dear Mom and Dad, thanks for sending me to screwdriver camp. Jed and Paul are here, so I'm screwed. I don't know.
Dear Mom and Dad,
thanks for sending me to screwdriver camp. It was dance class last night, and they taught us the twist.
Dear Mom and Dad, thank you for sending me to screwdriver camp. But next time, can you send me to Harvey Wallbanger camp?
Yeah. Paul, that's awesome. Yeah.
One more? All right.
Yeah,
Dear Mom and Dad. Oh, wait. Oh, dear Mom and Dad, thanks for sending me to screwdriver camp. I'm the only girl here, and all these guys are such tools. Oh yeah, we
Yeah, see how
definitely gotta
easy she does that.
Yeah.
Oh hey,
Dear
Taco
Mom
Bell
and
hot
Dad,
sauce.
thanks for taking me to Screwdriver Camp. Everyone here is an alcoholic.
Yes, that's what I was thinking. There you go.
Dear Mom, Taco Bell hot sauce packet. Dear Mom and Dad, thanks for sending me to Taco Bell hot sauce packet camp. Yeah, everyone's running for the border.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Mm.
Fire.
Dear Mom and Dad, or wait, how about this? Dear Mom, divorced family. Thanks so much for sending me to Taco Bell hot sauce camp. The weather here has been nice and mild. Ooh. They're supposed to be bad. Did we mention that they're supposed to be bad?
They're
Okay.
dad jokes.
Money.
Good reminder though.
Right. Yeah. Dear Mom and Dad, thank you for sending me to Taco Bell hot sauce packet. The menu here is supreme.
Cute. There you go.
Andy, you're welcome to come out and play with us too.
Thanks.
We got a spot open for you.
Actually, his brother Tommy Davis is
Tommy Drake, that is.
Tommy Drake. Why do I always say Davis?
I have no idea.
I'm
so Tommy's a stand-up. He's been
Drake's
doing
funny. I know who Tommy Drake is. He's funny.
Yeah. Tom. He's doing the Carnival Cruise Line circuit now, but he opened for Cher for 93 dates over a year and a half, doing clean comedy, which is crazy.
That's cool.
I've seen him. Really funny.
He is the successful one of the family for sure.
It's cool to have one of those in your family.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I hear.
Yeah.
All right, so that is awesome. That can be so much fun. I love it. And Tony, thank you so much, Bacon Whisperer.
Thanks, Tony.
Since Tony is also known as the Bacon Whisperer, he has a fan page on Facebook and Instagram and TikTok. Can we do a bacon? Just a couple of them for Tony for being the Bacon Whisperer.
Sure.
Dear Mom and Dad, thanks for sending me to bacon camp. It's so hot though. I'm just out here sizzling.
Ooh.
The mom comes up with the bad dad joke. Okay.
Dear Mom and Dad, thanks for sending me to bacon camp. Except, I'm a vegan. I'm just buying you guys time to think of something better. Yeah. Come on.
I got you. Dear
Mom,
Mom,
I know what I'm doing here.
Go.
Go ahead, Christian. You got it.
Dear Mom and Dad, thank you for sending me to banking camp. Everyone here is pigs.
Love it.
I got you.
That's close to mine.
No.
Dear Mom and Dad, I'm not enjoying bacon camp. The counselor is a little salty.
Dear Mom and Dad, not sure if I'm liking bacon camp that much. A lot of swining going on.
Dear Mom and Dad, I wish you hadn't sent me to bacon camp. We're all sick here, and I don't think there's a cure.
See that, Paul? When Paul talks, you listen.
Yeah.
He saves it. He saves it for the big closer.
Dear Mom and Dad, thank you for sending me to bacon camp. The sleeping arrangements are a little weird. There are 10 of us in one bed, and we're all on top of each other.
We're all stuck together.
Yeah.
Mr. Davis pulls it out again.
Davis.
I just want to be. Can I be friends with the Bacon Whisperer?
Yeah.
I really want to be friends with the Bacon
We
Whisperer.
have to go out and like his Facebook page, like us, Tony, and we'll go like you. Oh, and leave us a Google 5-star review.
Yeah. Oh yeah, do that with us too.
We'll do.
All right. So now let's do a little game that they like to call Scenes from a Hat, and I have a bunch of flashcards right here that I can go with, and I will just, like I said, I'll read it, and then you guys can just go or however you want to do it. Okay. Okay. Unusual uses for your cat.
Oh, yes. Wait, do we just go? How do we do this?
Raise your hand. Raise your hand if you got one.
Yeah.
Raise your hand if you got one.
No, but like, how are we answering or responding? Scenes from a hat.
We'd have to just act it out individually, I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whoa.
Let's get that bacon out of the oven.
Okay.
So the other day I was washing the car with my cat, and my son came out and said, "Dad, why don't you use a rag?" Kind of double entendre.
I don't get it, but I'm sure it's funny.
My cat was there while I was washing the car, but
with
the cat.
Wax on, wax off.
That's a preposition joke.
Yeah.
You're too young. We'll explain.
Oh, I just got it. No, I got it originally, but okay. Maybe, okay. All right.
When this happens in shows, it's hysterical.
It was perfect.
Perfect.
I see what you did.
That can't be right.
What?
Okay.
Did we just get in trouble with the ASPCA?
I think we did. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're calling Christian right now.
To, tap and okay, here we go. I'm sorry.
That's all right. You got
Things
another
you
one?
can say about your business, but not your partner. Is that too much?
Well, things are on the decline, but hoping we can pick it up in the first quarter.
We've really lost a lot of valuation this year.
I can't think of anything.
I think we need to launch a new product.
That's
Remember how we were talking about?
I think you and I.
saying stuff?
Yeah, I think you and I need to launch a new product or create a new product to launch in about 9 months.
I see what you did there.
Yeah.
Okay, the front door looks great, but we got to clean up that back.
Yikes!
Oh, that was good.
I'm only doing this for the tax break.
Okay, all right. The rest of them are probably even worse than that. So I excellent work. Hey, scenes from a hat. Yay!
Yay!
You guys did amazing. And now my soundboard isn't working. There we go. There's the crowd. There's the crowd. The crowd's going wild.
That's that sound we love.
Hey man, this is I love you guys. I think you all are so great. And Trip, I'm gonna work on getting out there. And hey, if you guys will have me up, I'd love to come on. I haven't done it for a while, but I'd love to screw up everything you guys have done. Everybody leaves as soon
Bring the reputation down.
Yeah, we could use a scapegoat. So
yeah, there you
a
go.
new one.
Yeah.
As long as I can sleep.
Funny story.
Man.
Funny story. We had a family friendly show that we put on. We get held responsible for other comedians, like warm up acts and things like that.
Oh, yeah.
For their material. And we've had what was it, Paul? A rape joke, a gynecology joke that was wow. And
that was his idea of clean.
Remember, I did get kicked off the air for telling or doing a Bud Light commercial parody that had incestuous tendencies. So,
who hasn't had that happen?
Right? Yeah.
If I had a nickel,
That old chestnut.
Okay, so Oxymorons Comedy, the Peak Improv Theater in Colorado Springs, Colorado, the second Saturday of every month, correct?
Yes, sir.
Right.
And you have some events coming up. Go to oxymoronscomedy.com and you can find out all the information. They've got a big show coming up at the Boot Barn with Sam Adams.
Yep.
And what day is that again?
August 8th. It's a Thursday.
August 8th, Thursday, coming up soon. So go out there, get your tickets, go see these guys. Man, this is just so much fun. You guys are all your social media is on I mean everything, right? It's Facebook,
It's all on our link tree.
TikTok, YouTube, you name it, you're on it. You guys
Facebook,
are,
Instagram, Twittergram, whatever gram. It's ironic that Samantha just put up all the other social medias that she is never on.
Yep. I'm a little closer to Gen Z than these guys, so I hang out on TikTok.
She's one of the cool kids.
Right.
We'll throw some clips up on TikTok. Let's start seeing them.
I agree.
Yeah.
Get on it, Trip. Come on.
Yeah, Trip.
As we figure out what that is.
Right. Yeah, right.
We did a TikTok back in COVID. We and obviously you've seen our TikTok page. That's one platform that we don't that and X that we don't really do much on. But during the COVID challenge, we did a lip sync, with the masks. And Jed did a great Freebird, with the mask on. You couldn't tell that it wasn't Ronnie Van Zant singing.
That's awesome. Who's on guitar?
Oh gosh,
It was only lip.
it was only lip syncing. Yes.
Oh, you didn't lip sync the guitar?
No.
Missed opportunity.
Ronnie
Yeah.
doesn't play the guitar.
I lip sync the drums a lot, so I just
I get that. I do the same thing.
right. Anyway, all right. So we're getting real short on time, and I don't want this to cut off on us. So, guys, thank you so much for being a part of this. I can't thank Paul, Samantha, Jed. Thanks for actually having a connection. And Trip, of course, as always, thank you for wearing the loudest shirt ever possible.
Yeah.
I tried to get close. It didn't work. But thank you.
We love you guys.
Thank you so much. We love you guys.
Yeah.
Again, check them out, oxymoronscomedy.com. We will have you back on, and we will have some fun, I promise. Again, thank you all so much for being a part of this.
Thanks for having us, guys.
Thank you, guys.
You guys are the best. Peace out,
Bye-bye.
friends.
Bye. See you, Tony.
Tony, the bacon whisperer. All right. And as they all exit the building slowly but
Oh,
surely.
No, I'll leave. No, I can go. That's fine.
Oh my gosh, man. Hey, the signal held, Andy. The signal held the entire time.
How did that happen?
I don't know. I'm pretty sure we did something.
We must have done something right today.
Or
I don't
wrong.
know what it was. But
Well, it's because we shut down the internet. Oh,
you didn't say that.
we were helping
Chris,
fix the
Chris.
internet.
Right. We did not cause the shutdown today.
No, never did anything to delete anybody's account or whatever was on TikTok.
It's a failed upgrade. That's what it
Yeah, no, it did. Yeah, but listen, oh gosh, we
I
need
know they're great.
sometimes.
Yeah.
But yes, if you are in the Colorado Springs area or even Denver, take the trip down.
Yeah.
That second Saturday of every month and go see these guys, because this was obviously just a small sample of what they can do when they're out there and performing live. Or hey, August 8th, I wish I could get out there. That would be amazing to see them with Sam Adams.
Yeah.
Not drinking Sam Adams, the
Right.
comedian
No.
Sam
Yeah.
Adams. Could not have been better. So anyway, we are again working on bringing some other talent that you guys have been referring to. So please keep those suggestions coming. Very excited to. I'm still not going to say anything till I get it solidified, because it's close, and I don't want to.
No, don't jinx it. Don't jinx it.
Right. Paul, you can drink Sam Adams while watching Sam Adams. Well, there you go. See. You can bring your kids, get drunk, and have some fun, getting some good.
So you can watch Sam Adams while drinking Sam Adams, dressed up as Sam Adams.
Oh, that's right, trifecta. Oh,
Yes.
Andy nailed it. Send me a link that I can. Oh, okay. So yes, and again, They're on all the social media sites, so check them out. Oxymorons Comedy, and or just go to their page, oxymoronscomedy.com. They've got a link tree right there. You'll be able to click into everything they've got. So we will be off next week again, guys. So make sure that you tune in the following week, not next week, the week after. It's the non-birthday week that week after that.
Yeah.
So man, make sure to follow us, and subscribe on social media. We're all over the place as always. And if you're just listening to the show, go to Spreaker. And Spreaker, that's like speaker with an R. Spreaker, like you've been drinking Sam Adams. And I like Spreaker. Because we get 1/3 of a cent for everybody who listens. And
Andy wants a Happy Meal.
And with fries this time.
Yes.
Yeah, we'd like to.
Yeah. You can eat the apple slices. I'll eat the fries.
Nice fat joke put in there. All right. Way to go, Andy. Guys, we appreciate you all so much for all the listens, all the help that you give to the show. Keep spreading the word. We're going to come back, and we will see you in a couple weeks. Can't thank you all enough. Thanks again to everybody from Oxymorons Comedy, everybody who participated in the show, in the chat, and of course, our fabulous sponsor, Mrs. A's famous salsa buena. Basically, from the Mountain Time Zone West, you can find her salsa somewhere. If you don't, ask for it. Mrs. A's famous salsa buena. It is muy delicioso.
So, a quick aside right there. There's a breakfast food truck that just opened near us.
Oh,
Mr. A.
No.
Mr. A's breakfast. Yeah, it was. I crap you not.
Well, there's going to be some feuding going on. That's all.
I think there will be. Yeah.
All right, kids. We're out of here. Peace out. Be good. God bless you. Thank you all so much. We'll see you in 2 weeks. Peace.